Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 320. Today, we're going to talk about something that I'm watching one of my friends do right now, and it looks like it's really working out great. And I'm going to do everything I can to steal this, use this at my own place. I got to do a little fine tuning for my own needs, of course, but what this guy came up with is called the walk by method for supervisors. And of course he got a little tips and tricks from other people, of course. So I'm not too sure if all of us are discovering anything completely new at this point, but this sounds really good. But before we get started into it, do everything you can to help me to like, share, comment, all that stuff, because what I'm trying to do with these podcasts is to let people profit from my pain. So I did some dumb stuff because I really thought I was smart and I thought I knew everything, of course. And the older I get, the more I realize is everybody's got a lot of fantastic, great knowledge. So I want to do everything I can to share the lessons learned, sometimes the easy way and sometimes the hard way out there. I want everybody to have a better system than what I had. So if you can take anything that I can give you, modify it for your needs, because it's probably not going to be at 100% fit, of course. And I want you guys to do better than I ever did. I want less injuries, less people sucking in chemicals, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So this guy calls it the walk by method for supervisors. So, and we were kind of kicking around a couple ideas a couple months back. And when we think about how somebody becomes a supervisor, a lot of times it's not because they happen to be just kind of okay at doing their job and they said, but he's really good at safety, so we're going to make him a supervisor. It's they're really good at their job. Maybe they know about safety, but they learned that kind of as they went along. So a lot of times they're not really trained on um, almost how to tackle this new role. They're kind of thrust into it because they happen to be good. And that's awesome and great. We want people to be good. We want people to, progress and do great in life and all that stuff. But many times they were so focused on this is the machine I had and I know the hazards and responsibilities and all that. Well, now I'm in charge of a whole group. So this is just another way of helping to train the supervisors. And so what this person is doing is sitting down with a different supervisor a day and kind of walking by and just kind of prepping them. Like, this is the standard. We're going to walk by. We look for, do you have the machine guards on? Is the housekeeping good? Is it because these guys are walking from point A to point B all day, like all day, anytime. So they see this, but what they don't see is, well, what's kind of the standard out there? Like it's almost like when somebody says, "I want you to clean this office up." Well, there's a lot of ways to clean the office up, but how do I know I'm really doing the standard out there? So he's sitting down, he's going through, and here's your aisles, here's your the machine guards. This is how we do lockout, tag out. This is just really sitting down and kind of working with this person because they're trained on operating machines. They're awesome and great and everything else, but now they're kind of thrust into a totally different role where they have a lot more responsibility for safety, because all of us know that uh, the supervisor really sets the tone out there. When the supervisor is writing that review, the supervisor is also the one that says, speed up. The supervisor never says, I'm going to sacrifice speed and productivity, and if somebody gets hurt, somebody gets hurt. So they're never going to say that. So we understand that, but they don't always understand the standards. So he's trying the walk by method for supervisors. I don't have any new supervisors coming up. So as I'm kind of looking at this whole thing and saying, so when I do get one, I think this is going to be a really good thing. I'm going to sit down and almost kind of come up with like a little action plan of, if there's a supervisor, we'll just say that they're in area A for the sake of argument. I'll say to the person, let's spend some time as we walk through area A. We have your machinery here, you can see, and I work in a more chemically intensive place, well, here's the acids and here's the solvents, here's the line, here's the waste, kind of all that kind of stuff too, is just really understand what the standard is, as opposed to, I do this, I stand here for 8 hours, I do a great job, and then I'm gone for the day. You're going to be charging more out there, So let's help these supervisors be successful at their job at the same time. Then, so with that, let's go ahead there and wrap it up. I'll have more data in the future when he really rolls this thing out. Um, it seems like it's going to be really good. He said that the so far that the person does a very good job, but like all things, because your energies are so divided, it's really hard to say I do this stuff and I do safety, as opposed to I do all this other stuff, and if there's time, I'm going to tackle the safety. So with that, let's wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Again, please help me by doing that, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff out there, because I want people to profit from my pain. I want people to have a much better system than I ever had out there. Learn from it. Not everything is going to 100% apply, but I bet you there's something you can take and modify for your own needs out there. Thanks, and have a safe day.